UAE Reforms 2021. That's the subject. I'm going to dwell on it because September this month, that is September 2021, they announced the reforms in the United Arab Emirates and what are the big plans they have. The country's finance minister on Sunday pledged that the government would pour some 13.6 billion into the economy over the next year. UAE is looking to create more than 30,000 jobs in the coming year. Further, is hoping to exceed 4% growth in 2021. That's commendable. If you look at the big picture, higher rate of growth than the previous forecasted one, the 4% is all about. The central bank forecast was 2.5% growth in December. And again, if you look at the growth moving nearing 4%, the lending credit creation also will go up. That's the bottom line. Let us come to the projects. UAE has planned nearly 50 projects. The first 13 out of the 50 projects and initiatives, if you look at it, that's interesting. Emirates Development Bank, that's the apex bank where project developments are listed, funds are allocated. They've allocated nearly 5 billion to start with, 1.36 billion equivalent in terms of dollars for projects which will support Emirati initiatives in priority sectors, stimulate the activity and contribute towards economic diversification. Then it becomes a funding opportunity for debt or equity from global investors as well. The green visa will enable highly skilled professionals. Recruitment policies in the UAE branches will happen. So the green visa, if you look at the big picture, will enable, like America is an immigrant land, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Now we are living in a mixed bag. If you look at the overall global migration, the economic implication of the migrations are quite unique. I mentioned this in my research content as well. The skilled professionals will come, investors will come, entrepreneurs will come, top students and graduates to sponsor themselves will come. That's how you get the best of people. In addition to that freelance visa, the first federal visa for self-employed workers will also be introduced. If you look at the free zones where people set up their company, explore the opportunities, they put the minimum capital, they have free market principles, they work on it. Around 5 billion will be allocated in partnership with Emirates Development Bank for tech initiatives, which will support, again, advanced technology adoption in the industry over the next 5 years. Now, the 10 to 10 program aims to achieve a 10% annual increase in UAE exports to global market. So you have to improve the trade, you have to improve the investments, you have to increase the banking activities and financing activities. That will stimulate the overall economic momentum. That's the idea. So trade is equally important. China, the UK, the Netherlands, Italy, Russia, Poland, Luxembourg, Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia. You have huge trade opportunities. Invest UAE is a portal that's also equally working well, that unites investment-related local entities and 14 economic entities presenting investment opportunities throughout the UAE. The website, if you look at it, will provide resources for business and for opening bank accounts. It's an important opportunity. In country, value will redirect 42% of the procurement of federal government and major UAE companies to local products and services. It aims to increase the number of local suppliers from 5,000 to 7,300 and boost procurement value from dirhams 33 billion to 55 billion over 4 years. Emirates Investment Summit, to be held next spring, will conduct investment funds with the public and private sectors to create investment opportunities that will attract 50, rather almost I should say 550 billion, that is over 150 billion. That's the target of inward foreign direct investment to the UAE over the next 9 years. That's the major ambitious drive to mobilize $150 billion equivalent in the next 9 years. So this is which will aim to be the global investments, 10 biggest global investment destinations by 2030. That's what they're aiming at. It will focus on investments from countries like Russia, Australia, China, and the UK. Cross-border investments, opportunities, and fees from such opportunities also exist for the GCC countries. And again, under Global Economic Partnership, UAE is undertaking comprehensive economic agreements with 8 strategic global markets to achieve dirhams 40 billion annual increase in the current 257 billion trade volume with these markets. A higher committee for economic agreements has also been established. Fourth Industrial Revolution Network will aim to grow 500 national companies through the application of advanced technology over 5 years. It's very important. The network through digital transformation, advanced technology transformation is also going to be a major enabler. The 100 codes every day initiatives will increase the number of coders from as on date around 65,000 to 100,000 in 1 year, and support the establishment of programming companies through incentives and benefits. You have Silicon Valley, you have business process outsourcing, knowledge process outsourcing happening in India. You have Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai. They're all doing great business. Now we have to look at objectively whether similar models can be replicated with the skilled resources in the Gulf states itself. If you look at the UAE data law, is the first federal law to be drafted in a partnership with major technology companies. It will empower people to control how their personal data is used, stored, and shared. That's very important. The project is intended to protect the privacy, data privacy. The biggest programming summit in the Middle East, PyCon MEA. That's important. That will be held next year, I suppose in summer. The aim is to connect coders with public and private sectors and to develop a digital talent and creative programming for projects. So you have investment summit coming up, programming summit coming up, the data law has come. So all these are positive momentum, and if you look at the bigger picture, the project's pronouncement, which is they are going to put on various specific priority projects, and similarly the trade improvements which they are aiming at, investment side they are aiming at, these are all going to be a great value addition in the coming days for UAE. The market is now opening up. Projects are announced, it means the initiatives are on. The funding has to come from multiple forms. When there is a commercial value proposition which is clearly projected, if it is transparent and promising in terms of overall execution and the improvement in the business climate, global community will come in and they will step in and put their money, and they know their exit strategy will always be more meaningful if there is a free market dynamics and free market principles are being practiced. And that's what exactly UAE is trying to do, and that's a welcome move for the region as well.